This is March 15th, 2015, and we are here interviewing Robert C. Davis, Part 6, Historical Questions of East Palestine, Ohio. Bob, the Meek House, the one that sat up by the railroad tracks.
Yep.
That was a pretty big house, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't know how many rooms that building had in it. It may have had maybe 6 or 8 rooms.
I have a picture. It had 2 wraparound porches.
Yes.
First floor, and then the second floor had a wraparound porch.
Well, that part was tore down later on. But I can remember when people got off of the train, they either went to the Meek House or they went to the Lincoln Hotel, which was on either side of the tracks.
Now, the people that you're talking about getting off the train, that was like workers that were coming up to stay for the week and work in town?
People traveling through, come here for a visit or whatever,
It was pretty happening town back then, wasn't it?
Hey,
Jobs.
it was a very, very busy place. If back in the 20s, if you were able, you could go out and get a job most anywhere.
In town. You wouldn't even have to leave town.
No.
No sense of leaving town. I was watching a History Channel one day, and I was half asleep on the couch. And they were talking about Susan B. Anthony. She used to ride that train right through our town, didn't she? Did you ever hear that?
No, I didn't.
I'm not sure what year it was, and I'm not sure when she was born and all that stuff, but
Oh,
I heard Susan B. Anthony used to travel on a train to Chicago and used to stop in East Palestine, Ohio. I was half asleep on the couch. I woke up and I was like, really? I kind of thought that was a little fascinating.
Susan, you mean the one on
The women's rights, right? She fought for women's rights?
Yeah, she was, she's on a coin.
Right. That same woman used to come right through East Palestine.
Her, I think she's on that gold-plated dollar that came out.
It could be some collector's edition.
It didn't go over very good because it was smaller than a half a dollar and a little bit bigger than a quarter.
Wouldn't go in the coin machines real well, would it?
No, and it was gold-plated. Susan B. Anthony dollar. I've got one around here somewhere.
Okay, let's bounce over to the McGraw Tire and Rubber.
Yes.
Was it still running when you were younger? Because right around 26 or 1926, 29, I think it started going downward.
Well, my dad worked there. He was superintendent of the compound room. All the ingredients for making tires, making rubber, that was his department. And gosh, I don't know how many men worked there. There's a picture. There must be 150 in that picture, maybe more.
Oh, there's more. I've got the same photo at home. It's a long rectangle one, and some are sitting up on the roof.
Yep.
Edward, I found him standing down there. He had a little pocket watch hanging out of his pocket with a vest on. What was the downfall of that? Someone told me that when he died, his brothers or his partners didn't run it real well, and it was supposed to be sold or something or other, and they ended up taking it to Akron. Is there any truth in that at all?
Well,
Is it shortly after he died that the company kind of took a nosedive?
well, during the crash in 1929, everything went to pot. Everything. There used to be 3 rubber companies in town here. And it's often been said that this could have been the Akron of Ohio. But my dad must have saw the handwriting on the wall because he started in the insurance business in 1926.
Oh.
And he continued in that business for 40 years. Out at the end of East Taggart Street, on the right-hand side, way out, was where the National Rubber Company was. And across the railroad tracks, over on the other side, was another building, and they called that Little Gym. And that was some kind of a rubber company.
And that was all running while you were
Yep.
young
That was
fellow.
all running when I was a kid, yes. The only factory in town that I can think of that is still running, when I was a kid, still running today, is the electrical refactories at the end of East Clark Street.
Yep.
And that's where Lenny works. Lenny's been over there for 37 years
Wow.
and never lost a day's work.
I thought they just had a 100-year celebration or something here just a while back. That's pretty amazing. The only company to stand through time. The movie theaters. How much did it cost to get in these movie theaters?
Well, the old Grand Theater, which sat down on Rebecca Street,
Little show?
it was a regular theater.
Right behind the American Legion in that parking lot. Where the alley is, right beside the alley.
Right on the corner downstairs, downtown, was a drugstore. That's what they called the Fern Drug Store. And behind that was the United Brethren Church. And then behind that there was a big, tall brick building, and that was the Grand Theater.
Was the Grand Theater, did it have an alley between the Grand Theater and the church? Is that where that alley is down there?
The alley?
Yeah. Would it be between the Grand Theater and the church?
Let me see.
The church would have had to been right there where
Right
the
on the-
drive-through.
Right
was.
on the corner there of that alley behind what is now the Savings and Loan.
The drive-through where the
Yeah.
two lanes.
Yeah,
There was a church right there.
right there on that alley. It was on the.
I did not know that.
Huh?
I did not know that.
Well, later on, that became the K of Peace, Knights of Pythias. That's where they had their meeting hall.
Oh, okay.
And then the next building up was a Grand Theater.
Did you go to movies there?
Yes, I did. They mostly played cowboy pictures there. Tom Mix.
Was you one of those guys that always wanted to be a cowboy back when you was a kid? Because my dad used to tell me stories like that.
Oh yeah,
Everyone wanted a little BB gun and a cowboy hat.
you could get into that theater for 10 cents. 10 cents in the afternoon, 15 cents in the evening.
And you was there often?
Yes. You remember Flossie Beresford, Huck's wife? Well, when she was a girl, she used to be the ticket tailor there, the ticket taker. Ticket taker.
Okay.
And that's where Huck McGath met her.
Oh, okay.
And I've been in there, I saw a lot of old westerns there. Then up on North Market Street, which was the next building down from the old hotel on the corner, that was where the East Palestine Theater. And you could get into that for 30 cents. And Cohen's run both of them.
Oh, okay. So what kind of movies did they play over there? They didn't play cowboy.
Regular movies,
Regular movies.
like Clark Gable, Gone with the Wind, and all that kind of stuff.
I seen a picture somebody posted on Facebook, something about Jack Lemmon, How to Kill Your Wife or something or other. Did you ever hear of a movie like that?
I don't.
Did you see that?
60s.
I don't recall that.
That'd be in the 60s.
So, Walter Pickett.
Walter Pickett.
You remember him?
Oh yeah.
Did you guys run around together at
No,
all?
Walter was older than me. Him and my brother were the same age.
And
Brother Bill.
he took tickets at the.
Yeah,
How much older? 10, 15 years?
5 years.
5 years?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we got all these movie theaters, okay? How about the W.S. George Pottery?
Well, every morning, his grandson, I don't have a car right now, but his grandson comes down and picks me up. And he's in his 80s. And
Oh, you mean like recently he comes
right
down?
now, yeah. In fact, he'll pick me up.
His grandson?
Yes, W.S. George Pottery.
Wow.
W.S. George came here from Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania. And he had, let's see, there was Frank, Camel, Bill, that's the Bill now, his father was Bill, and he was president of the company, and Jack. And then there was a daughter, Lois. And they came up here from Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania, and he started that pottery there. Bill, I asked Bill about what year he came, and he thought around the turn of the century.
1900.
But he was going to look it up and let me know, for sure.
A lot of guys and girls worked up there.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
200-300?
Hmm?
200 or 300? Does that sound about right?
Well,
Maybe more? They had like 3 shifts, didn't they?
oh, yeah.
They ran around the clock
Yeah.
all the time.
And every day at noon, at 12 o'clock, they'd blow the whistle. They had a steam whistle. They'd blow that whistle, and then at 3:30 in the afternoon, they'd blow that whistle again. And that was when it was time to change shifts.
Who was the guy that did the whistle? Do you remember that guy's name?
No.
Somebody was telling a story on Facebook that guy never missed a day. It was on time for an extraordinary amount of years. It was,
Yeah.
I don't know, 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
Never missed a day.
Yeah.
Did you ever buy any pottery out of there?
How's that?
Did you ever have any pottery around your house that was made up there?
Yeah, I've got some in the cupboard there.
They're over on eBay selling that stuff. That's
And
just-
W.S. George,
Did you know him? Did you know?
no, I didn't know W.S., but I knew all of his sons and his
Okay.
daughter.
Well, we talked about the Bob Hope appearance.
Wow.
How about the East Palestine Fairgrounds?
Right here.
Yeah. Horse racing?
Yep.
And I found a clipping the other day. It said auto racing. Is there racing autos up there?
No, I don't remember
No,
auto
no.
racing, but I do remember the harness races.
Harness.
And of course, the circuit came to town, and a bunch of us kids would go up there and carry water for the elephants, and that way we got in to see the show.
Oh, got in free.
And
How
the
much did it cost to get in if you had to pay?
I have no idea.
No idea.
I
'cause
never
you was
had to
al-
pay.
'cause you was always free.
If we couldn't get in, we'd crawl under the tent.
Did they ask you to help scoop that stuff out of there
Yeah,
too?
there was no swimming pool up there then either.
That was the grandstands, wasn't it?
They have big grandstands up there. And back when I was a kid, harness races were very popular then. And
Hundreds of horses up there, huh?
oh,
200-300 horses.
some of the I gotta.
Yeah,
Where'd those pictures go?
I've seen them too. I've
All
seen,
right, okay.
but there was 200 or 300 horses up there at the
Oh
same
yeah,
time.
there was a bunch of well, it was all horse and wagons back then.
No cars.
Cars were coming in.
Yeah, probably
Cars
coming
were
in.
coming in.
The pavilions over there, they were the stables, huh? That's where they kept the horses.
Well, those buildings are gone now.
But
There used to be big buildings up there where they kept the horses and
there's a nice
Stuff
row
like-
right where
yeah.
like the pavilions. Now here's a question that somebody told me. You know, somebody's always telling me something, but they had a baseball field up here where the bandstand is today. Did you ever see a baseball field stand right there? There was no pond there. They used to sit around that hillside and watch the baseball game. Did you ever hear that?
you mean where the pond is?
Well, kind of like where the bandstand is. The bandstand wasn't there and the pond wasn't there. There was a baseball field there. Before all the other baseball fields became baseball fields.
Well,
Did you ever hear that? Never seen that there?
no.
What was it? Just all field there? Just a field?
Right across here, yeah, that's
Yeah.
where they parked all the horse and buggies.
Oh,
You got that picture there, that shows that.
right.
There was no trees over there.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
All those trees over there were, each one of those trees was planted for each soldier that was in World War II.
Oh, I never heard that.
Yeah, and up and down Wood Street, Garfield Avenue, for every soldier in town, there was a tree planted. And just to be honest, the people that planted those trees didn't plant them deep enough. Because that's why the roots come
Tear-
up way up above. They didn't get down deep enough.
Tearing up the sidewalks
Yeah.
and everything, huh?
They were in a hurry to get those trees planted.
When you plant a tree, how far should you go down?
Well, you should go down far enough to keep these trees right across here. The roots creep that far above the surface.
Right.
So you got to go down far enough to keep those roots underground.
Okay.